Alright, let's try our luck with the Game Shark. Apparently we got infinite power, or at least it says like, oh look at that, it does have a maxed out whip. Nice. Oh no, you son of a bitch. So we're forced to fight Dracula's clone twin brother again, because I got nuked by a random grenade, and the save file didn't actually save past this thing. At least I'm assuming, because I tried to restart the stage, which brought me back to the last place I saved at, the jewel. Which begs the question, if I selected previously saved, would it have brought me back here as well?
I've got no idea.
I feel that it would have, because as I remember, previously saved would just bring you back to the last place you saved at. Which means that restarting the stage and loading the last save file, in this case, is one and the same thing, which is stupid.
Hmm.
Oh man, he still hit me. Okay, hold on. Let me eat another chicken. Delicious. Now because I mentioned Dark Souls earlier, I wanna say I find it kind of funny that a lot of people who say Dark Souls 1 is such a great, awesome game are also saying, I hope they fix all the shit I hated in Dark Souls 1 remastered. Isn't that a little strange? How you would wish for the remaster to fix all the shit that you really didn't like in that awesome 10 out of 10 game?
Yeah, people, it's bullshit, honestly. If the game is played with that kind of issues, it's not a 10 out of 10 game.
In my eyes, a 10 out of game is a game that doesn't need to be fixed, remastered, or any of that stuff. It's already good as it is.
It's a game that holds up, like, unreleased and forever after. And a game that doesn't hold up, you know, nowadays is fucking
You're about to say Majora's Mask, you son of a bitch.
No, Ocarina of Time doesn't hold up. That game's fucking boring. That game is ass. It's not absolute ass, it's just ass. It's not aged well, it is lackluster, it is mildly entertaining. Majora's Mask, on the other hand, that is a game that deserves a 10 out of 10.
I'm watching a playthrough that's ongoing right now for Ocarina of Time, and I can kind of agree with that notion. It doesn't strike me as particularly interesting unless you know all the things you need to know about it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a lengthy game. It's like Majora's Mask, I feel, is longer than Ocarina of Time.
That's not necessarily a bad thing, though, having a lot of length.
No, but at the same time, it's got more things in it. Like, a lot of people is like, oh, well, if you had trouble with Ocarina of Time, just play Master Quest. It's the exact same fucking thing.
Yeah. Wow, how is that supposed to help? Master Quest is like the harder mode of the same thing.
Yeah, it doesn't add more things, it just, you know, spices things up.
From what I heard, either Master Quest or some other similar thing just flips the entire thing around for one of the two games.
Yeah, it mirrors the dungeons.
Like, that's not better content or new content, that's just I took a picture and I flipped it around. Boo fucking who.
Yeah.
Like,
it flips around, so it's harder, like, you have to relearn the dungeons a little bit. Because a lot of people knew the dungeons just by repetition, you know? By flipping it around, that you mess with them, so it's like playing the game like it's new all over again. But personally, I don't Like, I never
I don't
bothered.
agree with that.
I reached Hyrule Field in Ocarina of Time. I reached Hyrule. I went up to the castle. I messed around in the area, but I never bothered doing anything outside of that. I did go to the Kakariko village. I did some of the dungeon. I did the fucking graveyard, and that was it. But like the rest of the game doesn't hold up. It just doesn't. I didn't feel like there was nothing compelling me to keep playing the game because I had already played Majora's Mask by then, and Majora's Mask was such a beautiful game. Okay, heal yourself.
Yeah, that sounds like a. You know what I need to do? Save
What?
state.
Yes.
Save state. Because if this motherfucking game is gonna make me kill all those bosses again.
I should have told you to save state. The thing is, I beat him on my first try last time, so I was like, oh, it's probably not as hard as it probably seems.
I honestly didn't think much about save stating either, because I thought if I die, at the very least the save file, or well whatever we were using at this point, will just bring me back here. I didn't think we would just go back all the way to the beginning of the boss fight. I think there was a dragon stuck in my ass pipe. But he can wait, cause I have some delicious roast beef to eat. He doesn't seem like a very hard boss actually. He just has a lot of shit you need to watch out for, but if you spam the attacks, well look at that, he dead.
You killed it? Oh wait, you have the infinite power thing though.
Yeah.
You cheated.
Either way, I don't think it would have mattered a lot, cause he just has a lot of shit that he likes to spam, but it's not that hard to dodge it. Even then, you could just tank the hits, eat the beef, and smack his ass, and look at that, he's fucking dead. I don't know, this last one? If this is indeed the last phase...
That boss fight is actually a lot harder. If you... And had you not had the upgraded whip, you would have died a dozen times.
I guess so, but...
But he is... The thing is, he's harder because of the damage he deals and the state you are in when you go fight him, but he is easier to hit than every other boss, so it's basically just as hard as the previous fight. It just deals a lot of damage.
Hell, I think you could have an easy time if you stocked up on those gems for your sub-weapon.
Yeah. Yeah, you use... So basically, if you were fighting him normally, you use the gems... Like, you use your sub-weapon against the things he throws at you, like those dragons.
Yeah.
And the orbs. And all while going around him and smacking him with the whip, running away, trying not to get caught by the dragons, then running back up to him, smacking him twice, then just rinse and repeat. It's a really easy boss fight.
It really does feel easy. I thought, like, the previous phase was a little more challenging.
And if you go too far away from him, he just sends like a sandstorm your way and wrecks your shit.
Wow. I didn't think this would be like the easiest part of this whole fight. Like the previous two phases were a lot more challenging. At this point I'm even willing to say that the first phase, if its obnoxious vacuum phase was a lot more fun. Where are all the rocks falling from? Man, I hope I have a fucking lifeboat. Hey, can we call out for some sauce? It's a good thing I know how to swim. Where is the nearest island? Wait a minute, I'm not even on this island. What the fuck am I doing here? The struggle is real. What the fuck is this? Who keeps shitting confetti? Is that you, Jesus? Stop it. The janitor will be pissed. What the fuck? Man, people keep flashing me. I feel like I'm a victim of a sex crime. Wait a minute. Holy shit. I didn't know you were actually a descendant of Jesus. How did you reawaken so quickly? Don't you need 3 days to respawn?
There you go. It's a romantic ending. She's human now. When the Sire rules people's hearts, evil arises and Dracula can return. The fight between Dracula and humanity is endless. Well, let me tell you a thing, Reinhardt. He's going to return in less than 50 years and get beaten by Jory Munnis.
That is the fate of Dracula, to get beaten by Jory Munnis.
What if they're not Belmont, but what if they're Munnis? What if Munnis was the original Belmont, and he's immortal because he's got Munnis?
He's got so much money that he cannot die. He literally lives on forever. I mean, he broke the fucking fourth wall.
Dude, okay. You remember Harry Potter?
Yes.
The Horcruxes or whatever.
Oh, no.
Each and every single piece of Munnis he's got is one of those.
And it's all different currencies.
So long as Munnis exists, there will be Munnis.
His Horcruxes are just different currencies.
If there are money,
one is $1, another one's a euro.
Will never die. Yeah. One like, 1 euro.
One like, one Munnis.
One like, 1 Munnis.
Caress that like button for Munnis.
There we go. It's over.
So this is like the best ending.
This is the best ending. This is
Yuhi Shibata.
This was it. This was Castlevania for the Nintendo 64.
Alright, let's hear some final thoughts then. How about you start, cause I need to put away this.
It's a Dark Souls 2 of the Castlevania games. Well, the old school Castlevania games. It wasn't bad. Actually, when it came out, people praised it. People loved it. Average scores of 80 or 90. But as it aged, the issue with this game was, like many other games for the Nintendo 64, it didn't age well. As soon as the next generation came out, this game began to be regarded as trash, because compared to anything else, this game was bad. They were still trying to figure out camera controls. They're still trying to figure out 3D third-person controls. It didn't do well, which was why, like, and they knew the game wasn't gonna age well. That's why they reworked it, remastered it, and released it the way they wanted it to be, sort of as Legacy of Darkness.
So you would say this is an unfortunate victim of the starting age of 3D games?
This is an unfortunate. This game has suffered the consequences of having been one of the early adopters of 3D third-person camera controls, of going into the 3D realm. But it was one of the pioneers of this kind of games.
I guess so, because I don't think Prince of Persia was out at this point.
No, and I dare say a lot of, quite a few games borrowed from what this game was trying to do.
I guess so, because, I mean, there are good ideas here, which other developers could make use of. It's just that they didn't really work out yet, because it's the first of its kind. Or at least one of them.
Yeah. I mean, there was also Zelda, but Zelda was going for a different thing entirely. And wasn't as ambitious as these guys.
They had I want to say, pretty much the same targeting system as this game.
Mm-hmm.
And some people say somehow that's better in that game. I don't see the difference.
I mean, at least it doesn't say, hey, listen, in this one.
No, instead it just says every time
In
you
this
die.
one, it just targets. It
Yep,
simply targets.
son of a bitch.
But yeah.
Oh wait, never mind. Then you die, you say ORP.
Nope. Not that bad a game, I would say.
You know, I feel pretty much the same way actually, now that I got to play it. Because, you know, when you see a review, you see a perspective of a person who played the game for themselves. And you know what? That's fine. I don't see why someone should like the game that they clearly don't like, you know?
Yeah.
Like in AVGN's case, he clearly doesn't like this, but that's probably because it's not that kind of a game that he is used to. So it only makes sense that, well, I guess it makes sense that he just wouldn't get it.
Yeah, it's consistent. Like,
Because he, I want to say, is the kind of person that sticks with the old school kind of stuff, NES, and that kind of stuff. Not necessarily
Yeah,
N64.
he is from a different time. Different Castlevanias were his thing, and this was not that kind of Castlevania.
But other than that, this really would have been a good game if it simply had more time put into it.
Picture what they could have achieved with an extra year of development.
I think with all the time needed to fix the problems, this could have been a good follow-up to Super Castlevania 4. Because Super Castlevania 4, when that came out, it was also pretty new. I think it was one of the launch titles?
It was one of the launch titles.
That also was the first of its kind.
Wait, was it? Was it? Let me check.
Yeah, check it out actually, if it is, because I actually don't really know. You know, I'm not a SNES kind of person. I hardly know anything about it.
It was originally released in 1991. The Super Nintendo system was released in 1990 in Japan and 1991 in North America, so it was pretty much a launch title.
Yeah, looks like it, or at the very least launch window. I think that counts as, well, also being sort of a pioneer. I don't know how much of a pioneer it was in that case, but let's just assume, for the sake of the argument. In that case, it came out pretty much perfectly. I don't hear anyone complaining about it. Not out loud, at least.
Yeah.
But then you come to this game, it's also trying something new, but 3D back then was not easy to work with. So it was only a matter of time before one of these franchises would fuck it up. It's unfortunate that it had to be this one.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that big of a fuck up too, to be honest. The biggest...
It's unfortunate. I would say it's unfortunate the fact that it happened with their first 3D game.
Like, the biggest fuck-ups that I can think of here is there's not enough like clear information in the game. They could have fixed that. Like, they could have had just maybe a few hints, maybe some people saying something, you know, just something to help you guide along the way without having to resort to the manual. And the other problem that I can think of is the camera. That's about it, really. I mean, some level design, maybe it could have been improved, but I didn't feel like it was that bad. Like, my first time here, sure, it's the first time. Of course I'm gonna be pissed off about a few things. That's natural.
At times, maybe it felt empty. At times.
It could have used a bit more enemies, yeah, because there was a lot more focus on exploring here, I would say, than just fighting.
Yeah, it's a weird hybrid between an action game and a like kind of horror survival game. It doesn't do either pretty well, well at all. It just kind of has those elements. For instance, the villa was supposed to be a massive stage. You know?
Yeah, if that's the case, it just flew by really fucking fast.
Yeah.
We barely explored the damn thing. Not that there was much to explore, to be honest, but what can you do? Yeah, that really was all the problems that the game had. Other than that, I can't really think of anything that's outstanding. I think in other problems that the game might have is more so related to me not having a lot of experience with the game, rather than the game's developers being bad or something. Like, what could be a good example actually? Like, oh, how about that random nuke bomb that the last phase of Dracula has?
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, I'll give him that. I didn't expect that because it didn't look like it's going to explode in a nuclear kind of a fallout, but I can't blame them for it either. I should have thought about it, I guess. Or at the very least, I can learn from it once it nukes me, which kind of did.
Kind of?
Well, to put it lightly. Well, anyway, I guess that'll be it. What else can we?
Yep.
What else can we see after we overwrite the data? Let's have a look.
You'll be able to see maybe the
Special item 1 and 2 is saved. Starting the game with this file.
yeah.
You can select hard mode. Push 3D stick up to change Schneider's costume in player select. What the fuck is a 3D stick? Shit, let's check it out. So I choose game start. Like, do I start with this file?
Yes.
It says new game. My money's gone. Oh, so now I have hard mode. Alright. But I don't have to play on hard mode for the costume, right?
No. Normal is fine.
Let's try that monkey boss for the level. Why not? So wait, I need to push up on something to get the costume. But how do I know that I got the costume? How do I tell if I actually got the different costume? What is the 3D stick?
The 3D stick.
How do I do this?
What?
How do I tell if I got the costume on?
I have no idea. That's the thing. I don't know if you've got it or not. It should be showing, but I don't know why it doesn't show sometimes. I've got fucking idea. I know I can confirm it does work in the other version of the game.
Let me Google this real quick. 'Cause this is just... Well, I mean... Isn't there supposed to be like some kind of a thing I can tell? Okay, GameFAQ says save the game and then holding the analog stick up, highlighting the character that was used to beat the game. Select the character to get their alternative costumes. Holding the analog stick up. Well, that's good, but which one? Which analog stick? There's two of them. Oh,
I give up. I've given up on this.
Wait a minute. How many stick? Wait a minute. The N64 only has one analog stick though.
Yes.
Which functions does that stick do? Is it the one I use for walking?
Yeah.
Oh, well in that case, I need to hold up on the left stick and select the character. Let's see if it does the trick.
Castlevania.
Yes, we saw this. Transylvania. I think it worked. Because he looks a little different now.
Yep. You're Simon Belmont now.
Really? He looks a little pink. He looks like he is like some kind of a high school girl or something. Like, what the hell? Oh! Oh shit! Now this is the power of hard mode. Trees actually hurt.
It actually no, it's just there. Right there.
Hey bitch. I guess I was supposed to back away from the gate.
Yeah.
Where are you going? I don't know, I'm not feeling the hard mode so far.
It's not very noticeable. You also still have the cheat for massive power on your thing.
It can stay. We're only here for one level anyway. Or at least until this fucker dies. How do you miss that?
I would say that would be enough if he dies. Yeah, like, are you gonna be playing as Carrie next time?
I think so. I want to see what she's all about.
All right.
Of course, I think that'll have to wait until I finish moving out. Cause
and Legacy of Darkness, perhaps we can save for later.
oh yeah, definitely. Knowing that this is supposed to be the precursor to a better version, I'm quite interested to see how the better version pans out. I might actually pick it up on my free time just to test it out. Anyway, before we get sidetracked into a million tangents, thank you for watching Castlevania 64. And have a good day, because now I go. Right?
Yes.
Is this how you end the video game playthrough?
That is how you end it.
Shit. You learn something new every day. Well, anyway. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all next time. When I'm finally in Queen's Royal shit country of UK. See ya soon.